line about the strategy. Certainly get the double feedback while the auctioneer is doing this. What's the usual one in my head, so this is through the street, and then I'll take you off your money, start the conditions, and then we get the auction out of the way. Awesome. All right. Good luck.
Hello, it's Jared again. How you going?
We're good, yeah.
Good.
Let's have an auction.
Awesome, so you should be able to see Ali standing there in front of the screen now. Distinguished gentleman with a nice tie and suit combo.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to Great White Canberra in our auction room here for yet another live stream auction event. And for, let's see, it's 4 o'clock today on the 30th of April. And we take ourselves away to the glorious inner south, NARRABUNDAH to be specific. 132 Captain Cook Crescent is what you're tuning in for today. Lisa Silverberg, she is our selling agent. She's been delightfully showing you through over the past few weeks to see what is so special about the offering that we have here today. And it is on her behalf I first of all thank our owners for the very clear, concise instructions. It's good to have you all tuning in, and to the interested buyers amongst you, I do wish you the very best with your bidding, of course, via remotely over the phone. Now, right throughout the campaign, Lisa has furnished you with the relevant documentation, most notably our contract, a fairly standard ACT Law Society document, which legally identifies the unexpired term of the lease for Block 58, Section 72 in the division of NARRABUNDAH. The prescribed terms within, nothing unclear in regards to, though. It's a cash and unconditional contract. There are no listed restrictions on the transfer of the title. We're offering the property vacant possession, with being no changes made to the inclusions and exclusions as noted on that document. GST, of course, that's not going to be applicable to the price you pay. Settlement, 60 days time, it will all be yours, and of course a standard 10% deposit, the required sum we need to conclude the purchase at the end of the auction. Of course, if you have made any changes though with Lisa in advance, you bid with absolute confidence on that basis. Now, of course, underpinning our proceedings today, much like every other auction, are the ACT terms and conditions of auction. They have been widely distributed, though I will go through a couple of the more pertinent points. I'm the only one authorised to place any kind of bid or offer on behalf of the seller. If I'm compelled to do so, reluctantly as that might be, I'll clearly announce this as a vendor bid. It can only be done just once and only ever at a level below the reserve price. To participate, you would have had to have pre-registered, and I will note that all needed documentation and authorisation has been received, cited and approved. I can decide the amount or the increment by which the bidding advances. Also may choose to refuse any bid. In the outstanding event of a successful sale, you will hear the hammer fall and the announcement of the property being sold, at which time we will complete the contract on the successful purchaser's behalf as authorised, and we'll get the successful purchaser then transfer the balance of the deposit immediately. We'll note though, no further bids or late offers will be considered once the property has been sold. So to ensure your success, firstly, got to make sure you bid. Then of course, you make sure you're my highest bidder, and as long as we're above that reserve price, you will be the buyer. Balance of any other terms or conditions I take as being read and understood. Well, clearly the work that has gone into this property on the inside makes it an absolute delight here. The painstaking renovations have really brought it forward to being quite the contemporary, comfortable residence indeed. Whether it's the kitchen, the bathroom, each of the living spaces as well, there's really a spare no expense approach that's been taken. The blank canvas on the outside though, that's there to do what you please. The opportunity to maybe extend in the future or put in your own kind of landscaping arrangements as per your own requirements as well. Cannot underestimate the value of this position though. A very simple stroll to the Griffith shops, a very simple stroll into Manuka, the location and lifestyle combined, and of course, know full well. We've seen what the inner south market has been doing over the last 10, 20 years. You can only imagine looking forward into the future what an opportunity like this is going to be worth. So bidders, buyers, I look for my interest, I look for my offers. Where do we see it start? Who's got me a number to go? A bid, fair and reasonable. Where do we see it go?
I'll see what these guys are up to.
Good registered interest here today, as well as conditional interest in the property as well. I would call to my registered party sitting home safely on the phone. Now is the opportunity. Throw down the gambit, put out your mark, your measure. Let's see where we can go from here. I would have thought, look,
There, guys.
personally, something in the mid-sevens as a starting point. If we had to tease somebody through, I would have thought that's a pretty gentle way to begin in a location like this. Normally we are talking in the millions, the multi-millions for Narrabundah, for Griffith, for Forest, but here I'm happy to start maybe around that mid-7 sort of a level. It's up to you. Where do we see it go? First time I'll call around for an opening bid. Second time, and if you don't make the move and I don't have a bid, look, I'm not going to vend a bid, I'm not going to bid against you. If I do have to pass the property in and speak to those conditional people instead, we are more than confident indeed. Third time, and do we see an opening bid and offer? Otherwise, I dare say, I'll warn you.
Put a bid at 750,000.
750 with bidder number one, and I thank you there at $750,000. For the factions who enjoy fractions, it's with you at 750, the $750,000 mark, and away we go. Simple as that, nice and easy at 750,000. The next juncture I search for, what I would have thought is fair and reasonable, is maybe go straight to 8. Show your intention nice and clear. But at 750,000, fairly bid and offered now. Bidder number one in the box seat too at 750,000, and when you look at it, everything there, well, the work on the inside, the double glazing, the LED lighting throughout, comfortable heating and cooling options, you've got the fresh paint, the walk-in wardrobe to the master suite as well, and of course all that wonderful prime inner south land, 536 square metres the block with ample room out the back to extend. We've seen $1 million plus sales in this location, so certainly grab this, seize this opportunity and buy with absolute confidence. At $750,000, I call it away 3 times. Once at only 750. This is it for the second time at $750,000. Do I call for further bids? Do we go one more? Third time at 750. How are we looking? Is there anything further to go? It's not a level I'm prepared to sell at. I'll make that absolutely clear. Right now, if there is no further bidding, bidder number one just might be in the box seat, the pole position to negotiate exclusively with our seller first. So I'd urge you, I'd implore you, if you have interest in the home, if you are registered here now, I would suggest you come forward with a bid, at least to come forward. How are we looking there on the phone? Bear with us, folks. It just takes a little bit of time. Can I tempt bidder number 2 in at this point?
You need to talk to
$750,000 is the bid with bidder number 1. Thanks for your patience, folks. Bear with me now at 750. Really, when you look at everything here, the instant gas, hot water, digital door locks, really everything that's been happening with a home like this, leaving you the render options, or maybe, as I say, you could convert this even further with another extension as well. Certainly your chance, your opportunity now. 750 to bid. I'm just allowing Lisa the courtesy, the opportunity now to talk to our buyers. Bear with us.
Alec, the local shops down at Narrabundah, you've got Keita, the cafe restaurant,
Absolutely.
open after hours.
Plenty of opportunities in a location like this. I haven't even mentioned the schooling as well. Sought after when it comes to the education and caffeination. Everything nearby that you could be possibly searching for as well.
Any shift workers should especially look at Narrabundah. You can get a coffee any hour of the day.
Any hour of the day indeed.
And a good one.
Bear with us, folks. Bid number 1 in front at the moment.
What was that? What was the offer? Increase to 760, please, Alex.
$760,000, and it looks like that's where we might be leaving it for further negotiations. Perhaps I'll let you have a bit of a chat. We've still got a little bit of work to do, but I appreciate the increase now at $760,000, bidder number one. Securing your position just that little bit closer towards where the sellers are, but we'll need to work a little bit further. It might look like we'll need a little bit more time to do so. I'll just seek my instructions from Lisa, who's on the phone right now. $760,000. I do thank bidder one for the participation, nice and early at $760,000. Bear with us a moment. We just seek the instructions now. As I mentioned to you, you should buy with absolute confidence in an area like this. The quality of the neighbourhood, and just to see how much work is going in this location, whether it's the renovations, the knockdown rebuilds, the recent suburb record of NARRABUNDAH as well, should really put a little bit more pep in your step, that confidence of knowing full well the neighbourhood that you join. Bear with us, $760,000, just allowing Lisa the conversations right now. Takes a little bit more time online, as you can appreciate. Already had one auction today selling under the hammer. And where do we go from here, Lisa?
790, Alex.
790, and a very astute move on your behalf with bidder number one. I thank you for the considered move at $790,000. 790 with bidder number one, having all the fun. Where do we go with bidder number two? Do we come back in at $790,000? I can see once again Lisa back on the phone with our seller, giving consideration to the number at $790,000. Again, the suggestion, the recommendation would be going somewhere above the eights. I would have thought that's fair. I would have thought that's very, very reasonable. The expense, and it's not just in money, but it's in time, it's in stress, it's in labour, in creating something like this. Not much further to go, apart from maybe a little bit of a spruce up of the front there, just to really get this property looking absolutely incredible. 790 is the bid. Lisa, just give you that moment to have a quick chat with our bidders right now. We can see that we've got a little bit of movement going on right now. 790, ever so close to that lucky number 8. Do we go over that threshold? And I would have thought confidently too as well. Gorgeous presentation on the inside, and of course with that double glazing, not only does it improve the energy efficiency rating, but really giving it that supreme sense of privacy and seclusion as well. You are right in the heart of the inner south. You're right next to the ovals, right next to the lake very nearby as well. Scoot into the city with absolute ease, or of course get yourself over to Russell or Fishwick and, without any kind of drama or delay at all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging in there as well. We're here for the auction of 132 Captain Cook Crescent, NARRABUNDAH. Discussions at the moment continuing. Bidder number one sits with our highest bid right now at $790,000. Lisa just on the phone between interested parties right now.
Yep. An extra 5,000, Alex.
795, and I appreciate the consideration that's gone into it at 795, bidder number one. Still working well for it now at $795,000. Again, the benchmark we search for. I would have stepped very happily over the 800 figure. 795 the mark at $795,000, allowing Lisa an extra moment to chat at 795. Bear with us. Just put some quick thinking music. We'll pause for just a second. Bear with us. We'll just seek some final clarity around these numbers. 795 with bidder number one here in NARRABUNDAH. Just allow another minute or two. Bear with us. We'll be with you soon. Thanks, folks. I believe, just to confirm, we've got an increased move from bidder number 1 to $800,000. Thank you again for your consideration that's gone into this. You are working very, very well indeed. $800,000. Again, just to notify the bid, that is where we're up to. We pause for another moment just to allow Lisa the time to have the consideration with our seller. At $800,000, we'll just hit the hold music for just another minute or so whilst we finalise our position here. Bear with us. I will be back in just a second.
Share with them. I don't know that we're going to reach that number here after.
Well, thank you. Just to recap, we are at 132 Captain Cook Crescent in Narrabundah. The bid is currently sitting with bidder number 1 at $800,000. We need a little bit more time to have that conversation to see what we can do. So I'm going to call it around 3 times. Right now, bidder number 1, they are in the box seats for the exclusive right to negotiate first with our seller. So I put it to our other registered parties. Now's the time to step forward if you want to be in that position. Otherwise, face the possible uncertainty, face the possible fact it might negotiate, it might sell without you being involved. So you need to be that highest bidder. I'll call it away 3 times for the want of another bid. Otherwise, we pass into bidder number 1. First call. The bid's at $800,000. We go anything further. Twice. Third. Final time. 800. The bid. Are we sure? Are we certain? Look as surprised as I am. I will pass the property in. It's bidder number 1's favour. I wish you the very best with your negotiations with our seller right here, right now. If you have questions about the home, about the location, or anything to do with real estate, of course, Lisa Silverberg, our selling agent, she would be more than happy to have a bit of a chat. Neighbours, friends alike, keep an eye on that signboard. We do hope to see a signboard sold sticker splashed across that shortly. Stay tuned, we have another auction coming up at 6 p.m. tonight. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. We'll keep you posted as to how the negotiations go from here. Have a very good afternoon.